So we do actually have a roundtable segment planned for today. We were kind of hoping to have at least one more person here, so you get a more diversity of opinion. But
this table's not really around. It's more of a triangle today.
Yes.
You know
it's
what?
a triangle
Now
of
that
terror, Butcher, Avalanche, and Kevin Sullivan here, pal.
We're taking open auditions to be a Five Wise Mark since two of them just don't.
I think next week we're going to have Maynard's wife and Turner's cousin on the cast.
You got to take the place of empty Monster can.
Yes. So our round table this week is a Kevin-inspired classic here. Of all of the Undertaker gimmicks, what is your favorite? And eventually, what is your least favorite?
Ooh.
So we get a kind of both here. We're going to have Kevin go last because he's the big taker mark of the table. We're going to give him the time to compose his answer.
That's fair.
Nate, you're on the hot seat, freestyle.
All right. Well, my best, I got to say, almost like that hybrid run in 04, 05, because that's when I think he really started putting on the matches. That match with Kurt Angle at No Way Out.
Which should have been the main event of WrestleMania 22.
Yes.
Don't at me.
I was just going to say that.
Come on, you didn't like Cena Triple H?
Or Mark Henry Undertaker.
Yeah.
Just flip-flop those matches and then, tear the house down right there.
I agree. So you're saying the return of the Deadman?
The hybrid Deadman, because he wasn't, in the pure Deadman garb.
He wasn't mystical, but he was kind of old Taker.
It was a hybrid of biker / mortician.
Yeah.
Bike-tician.
I don't mean to take your spot real quick. I just want to ask you two quick questions. Did you watch SmackDown after Mania when he returned to SmackDown with Paul Bearer in the segment with Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero and Paul Heyman? Have you at least
probably
watched
at
it?
The time? Yeah, I haven't watched it recently.
Do you remember when he took off his hat and he had the bandana on, the black bandana he was buried in? Gimmick.
I didn't watch in 2004, so I'm staying out of this conversation.
Did you?
I don't remember it. No.
Okay.
I haven't watched it since 2004.
When I watch or go or like look at forums of like people shooting on that, it is nothing but hatred. They hated that he had the bandana on. I'm like, I mean, I get it, I guess, but why the hate? Like, why all the hate? Exactly. I'm like, there were smarks out there that were thinking that the Undertaker was two different people, from him growing his hair out to from having the short hair.
Like Ultimate Warrior.
Exactly. It was the same deal. It was the same deal. I'm like, I just wanted to get your opinion on that, and I forgot what my second question was. So go ahead and say whatever you were saying.
Take over. I'll do my favorite, because then we'll do least favorites after. And I'm saying this only from a gimmick standpoint. It has nothing to do with performance. It's nothing to do with like the angles. To me, original 1990-ish to 91 Undertaker, when he was the Deadman with, Paul Bearer.
The mortician.
So Survivor Series is Survivor Series, basically.
Pretty much. Because Survivor Series 91 is what got me into wrestling. Undertaker absolutely scared 3-year-old me to death. I thought he killed Hulk Hogan, and I was hooked for life from that. I mean, Hogan making the comeback at Tuesday at Texas, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, that to me is what wrestling's all about, is you have this unstoppable monster heel that the babyface has to somehow attempt to overcome. Heels aren't booked that way anymore, pal. You can't have an invulnerable heel anymore unless they're
Alexa Bliss.
A babyface Roman Reigns. Yeah, or Alexa Bliss. But you just don't have that anymore, unfortunately. And he didn't talk, really. Paul Bearer did 95% of the talking. Pretty much if Undertaker said something, it was rest in peace, which was fine.
That was more than enough, honestly.
He didn't need to say anything. I mean, I remember, I believe it was Superstars, I may be wrong on this, where he ambushed Hogan, ripped the chain off, the cross.
The funeral parlor. Yeah, that was with Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yes, with Ric Flair.
I think it was Superstars Challenge. One or the other.
And it was, I mean, That's just great gimmick right there. I mean, there's a reason this gimmick more or less worked for another, what was it, 9 years before they wrote it off and turned biker. I mean, gimmicks don't last that long.
Honestly, they don't. With how much change was going on, they really don't.
Yeah, he never turned into, Billy Bob the,
rodeo
janitor.
clown.
Yeah, the rodeo clown.
Right.
Kevin, your favorite. I know this answer, but I want to hear it anyway.
Okay. So, this is a mix of character-wise, how he was able to go as far as what he was booked in, and performance-wise, in my personal opinion. But stating on performance-wise, this is not his best. It's close to it, but it is not his best. And that is heel American Badass. Big Evil, Booger Red, Red Devil,
Yeah.
Undertaker. Now, me personally, I thought his heel turn on Jim Ross on Raw was... Well, it was like a 65 out of 100, if you ask me. A 6 out of 10. And then those numbers spell disaster, feud, sacrifice. Anyway,
Andrew.
Yeah. I mean, with the promo he cut, he's just, for 11 years, I've been kissing so much ass, and it's time for a change, and he beats up Jim Ross.
It was that because it was a Kiss My Ass Club segment.
Yes, it was. Just, hell no, I wasn't. Is that because you're better than me? Okay, boom. Lays him out. Here we go. What the hell's gotten into the Undertaker? He starts becoming such a dick.
Yeah.
Such a dick. Now, if you want to compare that to, I believe it was 01 Invasion heel Austin,
Yes.
where he's beating up Lita, he's stunning. What was her name? The bimbo, Molly Holly. I don't say that.
Bimbo.
Right. That was what he was calling her.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Spike is she's a bimbo. She's blonde. It's like that's
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, moving on. Just tossing Lita off stage and coming in, running in on Rob Van Dam, and he's got the big loud Harleys every time. He'd come around the ring and he'd park, or, well, if you want to call it that, and the camera comes in on him and he just glances at the camera and just rum 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 rum, and the crowd's all giving him the old Guido and flipping him off, and he's just every time he's in a match or he's in a main event, I forgot which one it was, and fan yells, "You suck, Undertaker!" And he's like, "Your mama sucks, bitch!" Nobody really did that. And I'm like, how did that how is that not remembered? And he literally killed Hulk Hogan again. Whether it be a shoot promo, a shitty promo, or a bike malfunction, one way or another, he sold it to his best ability, and it was just over. Not over with everybody that just wanted to see, we want purple gloves, we want the long trench coat. It's just like, come on, just appreciate what's there, because a lot of people, honestly, they missed out on that heel Undertaker. And with him just doing everything that he did, I think he did it perfectly to the standard of what a heel should have been at that time. Especially with his work with Hogan, not really so much with RVD. I think that really the feud that he had with RVD in the beginning of his heel run definitely helped his character as far as being a bad guy after being good for 5-6 years. No, not even. No, I completely forgot about Mr. Taker.
Yeah. Since he came back.
So about a year or two. My apologies.
Year and a half.
It's kind of hard to forget about Minister Taker, but I did. So
we all did.
So
actually.
bury me there. No pun intended. But I mean, like the segments he especially had with Hulk Hogan, dragging him around on the Harley, the belt buckle in between the knuckles and busting them open, the chair shots,
WrestleMania against Ric Flair.
WrestleMania against Ric Flair,
which I think is the most
up Arn Anderson.
Undertaker streak match.
You're telling me that was a gorgeous match,
because that's the one where they finally recognized it.
Yeah,
exactly, where he did the fingers and he pointed and he did the 10.
I love
the
that
crowd.
match. I mean,
same here.
That's a sleeper match.
3 Taker streak match. Maybe that's a hot take, but
honestly,
probably not. Because
honestly, I think it's one of his top 3.
What's in the top 5? King Kong Bundy and
Diesel.
the Diesel one's actually not bad.
Diesel one's actually a pretty good match. I would probably say 25 18, which is the one we're talking about. Well, yeah, 18. And then
Orton?
I really like 30. But 21 Orton was really good too.
Yeah, 21 Orton.
I like
has to
30
be my
against
number
Lesnar.
one.
I know a lot of people don't.
I did like that one too.
That one seemed legitimate, is why I liked it.
Exactly. It did seem legitimate, but it was just like, ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, the ending kind of, I don't know. But yeah, I love whatever we want to call him, Big Evil. Taker.
Yeah.
To me, if I'm going back to just pure entertainment, that's the thing that entertained me the most.
Exactly. It was entertaining. I didn't really speak on too much of his performance as far as
some great
that time.
brutal brawling
He
matches.
did, and actually we kind of did talking about Flair at Mania, and I mean it was kind of lackluster for his title win at Judgment Day 02 against Hollywood Hogan, because I mean Hogan was ending near pretty.
But it accomplished what it
soon.
needed to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It got to the goal that it needed to. It doesn't really matter how you get there, just as long as you get there.
And the crowd dug it.
Yeah, the crowd was in on it. He put a Hulkamania on life support.
Yeah, you put butts in seats and you get the crowd into it. You did your job.
Honestly, in my personal opinion, that was his best time in promo work.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was more. I think that was the most natural to him.
Exactly. It was.
I think
exactly. It was
especially at
natural.
that time with the backstage stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was like the veteran guy back there at that time.
Yeah.
Right. He did do a lot of callbacks to his original character. I know he still did the old school, which is kind of a given. It's a part of his arsenal. But cutting promos, the one I could actually speak on off the top of my head was when you came out, children got on their father's shoulders to get a glimpse of their hero. But when I came out, they got down off of his shoulders, cried, and hid between his legs.
That's shoot.
And it's still the same now. And I'm like, this man is bad.
Yep.
Do not mess with this 7 foot, 320 pound man. You will regret it.
That was great.
Beautiful.
So I hate to say this, worst taker, Nate.
That kind of leads into my worst taker was his return face run in 2000.
So face
American
I would
Badass.
have to say the same.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
he came back out of shape.
Yep.
He was basically just, I'm going over.
I don't know. I love
Here's the
coming out
thing.
and choke slamming people though.
Here's
Here's
the thing.
Killing Angle is supposed to be a triple main event. Killed Angle at Fully Loaded. And then they had that big, weird screw job thing at the Survivor Series with, that
Yeah, but is
stupid
that-
Honestly,
jerk
I
off
blame it on the
Eric
booking.
Angle.
I would have blamed it on the booking
I
for
think it's
him,
the
not
booking.
really for him.
I think that's just weird 2000 WWF booking.
And then the weird Rikishi feud, which was
With Haku and
which
Haku
I think
and
it was
Kane.
supposed to be I think it was supposed to be a tag at X7,
It was.
and I think they blew it off on like Sunday Night Heat
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Because they were going to
literal
give
silence
Kishi a
for
big
that.
push, and then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I think the push died when Taker
Yeah.
threw him off the cell.
I don't know, but I love the whole Haku with the giant fro. That was pretty sweet.
The Ming Fro.
Yeah. No, but this was even more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was because that was
Superman.
Queeby because he was hanging out with Queeby at the time.
Yeah.
So his little
personal
poofed up
hairstylist.
with a paisley.
Wow. So I'm going to kind of throw this in a different direction. Maybe this is a hot take. I think gimmick-wise, the worst Taker was... Maybe this isn't a hot take. I'm sorry. Phantom of the Opera Taker was the worst.
Okay.
Okay,
Mabel
I'm
95.
sorry.
Mabel.
Well, I was thinking WrestleMania, when he disappears, through the Taker versus fake Taker match, through Mabel in 95, the whole face mask, Fan of the Opera.
So like
baby,
Rumble 94 to Rumble 96.
basically. Yeah, that baby
I can
face
understand
Taker,
that.
I was not digging. Like, as a kid, I'm like, really? This is the guy that used to scare the crap out of me 3 years ago? What happened?
IRS feud.
Well,
Comma.
that was
Comma.
new generation.
$1 million corporation was just
Did
basically...
anybody else really care for The Undertaker in, what was it, 13 that he won the title? Anybody?
When he
It led
had
to
like
some
the
good-
weird rapper tattoo thing on his face.
The
Oh, the
teardrop.
teardrop?
Yeah, no.
That's probably the start for the Kane gimmick.
Yeah.
Cause he killed his family, so up there's how he got the teardrops.
Yeah, there you go.
But he did have a good one in the first Taker Austin there, Cold Day in Hell. That's a pretty slept down match. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that honestly.
Well,
But
then
then-
it built into the Kane feud, which was awesome.
Yeah, because that King of the Ring, which was
I think that was the shock that he needed.
Yes.
That the character needed.
That
was-
brought that character back to life.
Right.
For sure. I mean...
because he feuded with Farouk or whatever at King of the Ring, and that was like,
Yeah.
no.
That was the second hottest thing in the company going into that WrestleMania. It was the whole Shawn, Austin, Tyson, with obviously the biggest angle in wrestling, maybe the biggest angle in wrestling history. I don't know. That's a debate we could have some other day. But then I think the number 2 was Undertaker Kane.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
even know
Russo
if it
wanted to
was.
what? Blow off?
He wanted to blow it off in like November when they started in October at Bad Blood. Yeah, because he's a moron. He wanted them to fight in like 2 weeks afterwards. And Jim Cornette's like, well, what do you do after that? Well, I don't know. We'll think of something. Well, they're paying it off till WrestleMania. What are you doing? I mean, no, that was great. That whole angle, including the kind of cheesy, light him on fire at Royal Rumble. But it was '98. It worked.
I was gonna say, you really think it was cheesy for '98?
I think it's cheesy looking at it now. It did.
Okay,
I didn't
looking
think
at
so.
it now, yeah.
I didn't think so when I was 9 years old in 1998. But looking back now,
Did you watch the segment with Kane bringing out the corpses?
Yeah.
How did little Mike feel about that?
I don't know. I got it, but it wasn't like that. Didn't leave a big impact on me. I thought the bigger build was just towards. I knew Undertaker was coming back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, this is kind of just biding time for Taker to come back.
Right.
That was my thought. And for the
Was he recovering from the broken ankle?
I don't.
No, the ankle was after. Because the ankle was King of the Ring 98.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that match.
I got some hot takes on that match.
Yeah. So any more on Taker? I mean, there's a million things we can talk about on Taker, but
One thing.
Kev's worst.
well, didn't he say he agreed? Is he
I
co-signing?
do
I
agree.
gotta say, Kev doesn't have a worst. It's all
great. Yeah.
it's all gravy.
Right. It's all good.
It's all Vince, Alexa Bliss,
Right.
Kevin.
Honestly, I'd have to say Phantom of the Opera Taker.
Taker. Okay, I'm glad I convinced you.
One-
New gen Taker.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I do gotta ask you guys, or actually not really ask. Sleeper match. Sleeper feud. Heidenreich Taker. Royal Rumble 06.
Ugh.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Sleeper.
Heidenreich. No.
Heidenreich. Undertaker carried that match.
Well, of course he did. He's Undertaker.
Right.
But I still hard pass.
It was during
Michael
that
Cole
time.
couldn't.
Yeah. It was during that time that you were talking about, Nate, was like he was showing off different things. In that match, he shows off the most, at least in my personal opinion, the most, I don't want to say amateur wrestling, but I guess
Technical?
for lack of a...
Yeah.
Technical. There you go. Technical wrestling ability with like grappling, arm drags, leg locks, arm bars, knee bars, and just stuff you didn't see for the Arsenal in 05. I mean, this was almost a whole year after he returned to SmackDown, and it's just stuff you didn't really see. He still used the taking care of business. He used
Taker care of business.
Thank you for the correction.
Was that the Dragon Sleeper?
Reverse Dragon Sleeper.
Yeah.
He used it on the FBI in a blow-off match on SmackDown when totally lost my train of thought right there. Anyway,
It's
right
okay.
over my
I'll
head.
pick you
Anyway,
up. I'll pick you
me
up.
up on that.
My underrated Taker feud: Undertaker versus Maven.
Okay.
And I don't think Maven was ever going to be a big star, but if he ever had a chance to be, it was during this feud. I mean, they really sold the babyface sympathy because he eliminates the Undertaker. Was supposed to be this big thing. Oh my gosh, you just upset one of the
JR
biggest stars.
sold that
Yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
JR
Another
put
reason
that
why JR
over.
is the greatest of all time.
But then, obviously, he just beats the living tar out of him.
The look
afterwards.
he gives
That-
him and slowly
Yeah.
walks into the ring like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
That-
you are about to die. You just sat there in your chair and you're like, we're about to watch a live murder.
Yeah, Maven's done.
And
Mom,
after-
grab the popcorn. Come
And
here.
after that chair shot, yeah.
Yeah.
That chair
That
shot.
gunshot? Yeah.
Oh, that.
He paid his dues. Maven paid his dues that day.
Oh,
Yeah.
His brain did.
Yeah. All right, Nate, give us a sleeper feud.
I think that Orton, the Mania 21
Oh, I love that feud.
that whole year basically with the Orton stuff.
Yeah.
That Mania 21 match, Taker want to have Orton go over.
Yes, that is true. He did want Orton to go
And
over.
Orton refused, I do believe.
I'll put it this way. So I missed that whole big chunk of wrestling from, say, 2003 to probably 2008. When I went back and watched those old Manias, not knowing how things turned out, because I started from scratch, that was the one match I thought Taker would lose. When he did the choke slam and it was reversed into the RKO, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. But no, kicked out. I mean, that was a heck of a match.
I think that was the most convincing WrestleMania moment of him losing his streak.
Until it happened, yeah.
Until it happened.
Because after that, I never once thought, even the Brock match, like he kept hitting F5s, and I'm just like, man, how many F5s is he going to kick out of? And then
Not that one.
Then he didn't, and I was just like, that guy. They zoomed in on the crowd,
Yeah.
the reaction face. That was my exact reaction to that. Was okay. They're
Like
really
there it is.
surprising us this year.
It happened.